Coach, the usual sea of red here in this venerable stadium has been turned white as we are high above snowy Arrowhead Stadium in KC. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it out past the 30.
At their own 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Pick me up. Here we go. Hey, 43.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. You and I have talked about it before, but what about the year this guy's had on the ground? You come in as a rookie and in the discussion as MVP.
And people have always told me, running back, one of the easiest positions to break in, but not to this level. If you're talking MVP, that means he's had a sensational season.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Here we go. Showing up. Check safety. Hey, Ripley.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the Ravens' 35-yard line.
Yellow. Watch your line. Right 40. Hey, Color.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
3rd and 6.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
Squeeze, double.
Mahomes now to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. And the kick by Butker is good. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On second down now, it's Johnson. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
Mike 5-4. Watch the run, watch the run. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Let's go deep, tighten up.
On first and 10, it's Jackson. And the catch made by Johnson. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1 yard gain.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Out of the pistol, here's Johnson. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Check, watch 54. Here we go, G. And it's just me and you. It's just me and you. Shit. Right there, 54 Mike. Check back.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now a handoff looking right. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though.
Watch the edge. Undercrunch, undercrunch, undercrunch. Yellow.
Mahomes now on the sneak. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
He's crashing. He's checking.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Check. Yellow. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mahomes. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. First catch there for Hill, and he's got a first down.
First down. First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Hey, switch gears. SOS.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Mahomes going to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
Yellow. Hey, Riblet.
They'll try to run it in. It's Kamara. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. And Butker able to put this one through. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, Finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
54. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go, baby. Return over. Get that ball. Get that ball.
From the gun, it's Jackson. That one caught by Gibson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2.
Tight go, tight go, tight go.
From the gun, Jackson. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Credit that break up to Greedy Williams. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And their 2 drives thus far both led to points, albeit both field goals, so the lead just 6-0, but the ability to move the ball is evident.
Well, that's, heartening, as they say, but it's not what they're about. What they're about is putting the ball in the end zone and putting 6s on the board. So if you're the offensive coordinator, you like what you're doing, but you don't love it. You've got to find a way to ring that bell. Then you can have a little self-satisfied grin. Right now, a little more determination is needed.
Right back to him on 1st down. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Mahomes to throw, and he will find his man on the outside. And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the 1st down at around the 22. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here.
Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it. Alpha. Hey, Mike. Hey, no, switch the mic right here. We'll go Mike 40, Mike 40.
Mahomes throwing on 4th. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll get him down right around the 16. The UCLA product, Kenny Young, had the tackle.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What do we call them, run fits? Everyone was in the right place.
The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
Yellow. Yellow.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He will push his way down to about the 14. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
You got tape. You got tape. You got
43. 43.
Here we go. Check his motion. Check his motion.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jarrett Davis in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Derek Nottie makes the tackle. Despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
Check 52.
Check mark. Check. Slam.
On second down, Johnson. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. He's going deep for Brown. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. They complete it to Hill. And now look at him go. 20, 10, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill taking it goal line to goal line, 100 yards. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down 17-0, really needing to find that offensive spark on this drive as they have it with a 1st and 10. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They go to Johnson again. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards to pick up there, good for a Raven first.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Two yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Big 22, Jet, Bomber. 22, Jet, Bomber. Zip it. Four to Mike. Mike's four.
Play action. It's Jackson. And a quick throw here. That's complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
He's down right, he's down on the right, down on the right. 3 down, 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down, 3 down. Hey, Mike 50, Mike 50, Mike 50. Go. Say nothing. Let's go, Mike 50, Mike.
Operating from the gun. Jackson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the 3rd quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. But now it's 3rd down. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. They'll run it now out of the gun. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that will hit and continue on out of bounds.
Talk about angling that one perfectly, partner. We know the ball can bounce anywhere, especially how it's shaped. But that one, as if on cue, goes out of bounds perfectly.
Perfect indeed, right at the 1-yard line. Excellent coffin corner punt. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Going to give this time to the tailback. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Tackle made at the 21-yard line. Brings up 3rd down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Now here's Mahomes. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is fielded at the 27. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, but it's going to be second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54.
Throwing again. Jackson. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Jackson on first down. Underneath for Johnson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it's a 2nd down. Throwing is Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
54, right there. 54, Mike. I got one.
And Jackson throwing once more to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Jackson throwing on 4th down. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Forced out to his left. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
The penalty yards marched off as they'll try again on 2nd and goal. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts. And
keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. The Chiefs on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Jackson. Going to throw again. That'll be complete to Breida. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Open man is Sims. He's got it. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Check 24, check 24. Hey. Kill. Turn up. Kill, turn up. Shift.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Throwing right, and that's complete. That one good for 13 and a Raven 1st down. Now Jackson on 1st down. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Miles Boykin with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Ravens get a bit closer. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that will shave one more off this lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They'll have a 1st down past the 40. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A big play there. 75 yards. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that will make this a 19-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Jackson to throw again. This is brought in by Gibson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. On 3rd and 1, Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 45. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, we could have had our shutout.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will bump the lead up to 26. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Miles Boykin with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens cut into that lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that will get him one closer. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the time.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that will bump the lead up to 26. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 35. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end. And, you know, some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time. And they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for Kansas City, a final win means they will finish off the regular season at a very strong 12-4. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And the playoffs will run through their house as they'll get the week off and get set to host a divisional round game in 2 weeks' time. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.